We are back. Very many thanks for choosing to stay with us. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where the focus of the program this Thursday is to learn a lot more about innovation and technology in the space of agriculture. Remember, innovation is being put in place to ensure that there's efficiency and higher production and also sustainability in the agricultural sector. Now, very shortly, we will be meeting a guest who will be furthering the conversation on innovation and technology. But before we get there, of course, we have to share tips to our farmers on what you can do to make sure that you are growing from not just doing agriculture to now doing agribusiness. And one of the tips that we are giving you, sensitizing about it every single day of the week, is, dear farmer, make sure that you are part of a cooperative society. Yani uungane na wakulima wenzako, you form a society, because in a society, you do stand a higher chance of getting financial support from various financial institutions like the cooperative bank. Also, in your society, you also get quality farm inputs, from your seeds to your fertilizers to your seedlings. Also, you get professional agronomy services, market for your produce at the end of the season. Now, remember, a lot of farmers struggle with accessing credit, accessing finances that can help them grow. Remember, you can deal with that. A solution to that is just making sure that you are part of a cooperative society. There, you'll be able to get access to better finances. And with that, we are going to walk over. Tuliamua hata hatutakaa chini. Hii ni conversation ya kusimama with my guest here, who will be talking to us a lot more about the display that we have here, and also the efforts that they are individually putting in place to make sure that we have technology absorbed in agriculture. We have with us Dora Momanyi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much. So Dora has decided to tackle indigenous grains by fire, by force, and she's making snacks out of them, kuwapatia options and varieties. And we also have Sheena Raikundalia. Did I get that correct?
You got it right.
Great. And you're very keen on revolutionizing the resilience of small-scale farmers in the country. Thank you so much for making time to be with us today. And we're going to start here. Okay? Tukiongelelea indigenous grains. Sharon, what are indigenous grains? Give me the varieties of what indigenous grains are.
So indigenous grains, like the word indigenous suggests, are grains that were often consumed way back before, before you were born. and that time, our grandparents, our great-grandparents often put it on the table.
Okay.
Dinner, at breakfast, amaranth in form of vegetable, or even the grain itself, amaranth porridge, sorghum, millet. I remember when I was growing up, I used to take some millet porridge at my grandmother. Right. So these grains that time were really appreciated. And we acknowledge that time people lived healthy, people lived for longer periods of time, people had good consumption patterns. But this has changed over time. And the young generations, Gen Z, millennials, do not appreciate these grains anymore.
Right.
So we're trying to bring them back. Now we're calling them orphan crops because nobody wants them.
Oh,
but
no,
these
that's
crops,
such a sad word.
I know.
Crops.
These crops have, first, they are drought tolerant. Look at the effects of climate change now, drought, floods. But these are grains that you will grow cheaply. But the value that a farmer is supposed to get should be high, but it's the opposite.
Right.
Millet and sorghum at farm level is very cheap. So if today you're walking around uptown, you might not get it because nobody wants to buy it. A farmer, for instance, where we offtake our grains, we cannot even offtake all the grains because the farmer produced so much, because it's so easy to produce. It's
right.
drought tolerant. When maize failed, millet was there, sorghum was there, right. So they have so much. And because it does not have an economic value, it is not valued. It does not have strategies, millet strategies. You've heard of any, but I know we have so much in the maize value chain, well developed,
right.
Imports, exports.
Okay.
But what are we doing to our indigenous grains?
So when you're talking about strategies, unasema venye unaweza sikia mambo ya kahawa inaongelelewa, structures are being put in place, tea at the same time, pyrethrum. Kama hapa kwa indigenous grains tumeachilia hii sekta kabisa.
Kwa nini hatujaeka kitu hapo?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll come to you, Shina. You work very closely with small-scale farmers. You want to improve their resilience. You want them to do well in agribusiness. We've listened to Sharon talk about these have a lot of benefits. They're drought-resistant. They're cheap to grow. Why are farmers moving away from them and going to grow crops that are so expensive? Alafu hapo along the way unasikia mtu akisema, I don't want to do this crop anymore. I don't even want to do agriculture anymore. Yet we have the options that they could have been growing as a fallback plan.
Definitely. And I think that's what we're here to solve. So first of all, I think the way to solve this is you bring young people into it. And that's what we're doing. See, Kuza, if you look at my back, it says agripreneur. We are saying stop thinking about agriculture as farming. Now you look at a mama, look at the typical agriculture sector. What will you see? A mama farmer plowing away at her land. Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that? Do you want your kids to do that? So why would a farmer want to do that or want their kids to do that? But now think about it as agri-business with technology, right? Where I can make money. Will I want to do that? Do I want to do farming or I want to do agribusiness?
Agribusiness.
So what we're saying is stop talking farming, poor farmer, mama farmer. No. We're saying young people, agribusiness. And that is where the opportunity comes in. Do you know what? If a farmer knew they're going to get a market like yours and they're going to get money and they trusted that every month I'm going to get money for that, do you think farmers are silly? Will they not grow it? They will grow it, but they have been burnt. They've been told to grow this, we will buy. Nobody has come. Processors have said, I will buy, and then farmers have sold because maybe there was an emergency. So the trust is broken. But imagine if we can build that trust. And we can get farmers to grow these things that you can buy. And that's what we can do as Kuza.
Currently, are you seeing any farmers who are growing the sorghum, you know, the millet, the brown rice? From the farmers you're interacting with, do you still have farmers who are very keen on growing this drought-resistant indigenous crops?
Yes, and you'll be surprised. Do you know where they're growing it? In the northern counties. You think northern counties don't grow, they're just pasturing. No, they are growing. You know why they're growing? One, first of all, there's an information gap. You don't know that these things are somebody to buy, so you don't grow. So number one, they have to know there's a demand, that if I grow this, somebody will buy. Number one. So this, what you're doing is awesome. Number two, now you've told me I have to grow it, how do I grow? Right? They need to understand how do you grow. This is where technology comes in. What we have done, so you guys are young, TikTok videos. Who watches TikTok? You guys are on TikTok, aren't you? So what we have done is we are taking how do you grow sorghum, how do you grow millet, and make it into 3-minute TikTok videos in 10 languages. Swahili, English, Rwanda, whatever. Now, what you then do is you then use that video, get a group of farmers, a young person will do that, and teach them this is how you grow it, ask the questions. What do I need? I need this input, I need this seed. You help them get it. And then who will buy? We bring you, and you will buy. And that's how you change things.
So you are using technology, TikTok videos, to make sure that young farmers across the country are able to see what they need to do, the inputs they need to use, and the uptake is great so far, right? Right, Dora, I'll come to you. Talk to me about the technology that you use to convert these indigenous grains that you've said the Gen Zs are not eating anymore, but hopefully when it's a popcorn like this, they will care to eat. What technology do you use to make sure that we have this snack?
So we use a popping technology. The common popping machine, that small machine, cannot pop these grains because these grains are hard. And popcorn is a popping variety. In future, with technology, with biotechnology, we are going to have millets that you can pop at your house, sorghum that you can pop at your house, but now we don't have. So this popping technology is basically a high temperature, high pressure kind of technology. So once you expose any grain, literally, we can even pop the common maize, the yellow maize, our traditional yellow maize, the white rice. Once you expose any grain to high temperature and high pressure, it will burst. And so that is the technology we use. It is a technology that was imported from Japan, but now it's locally available. And it is easy to use. It is gender friendly. As a lady, I can use it.
Right.
And so we encourage people to pick up this technology and bring these products to the market.
You've mentioned something very interesting. It's gender friendly. Do we have technology that you, as a young person in the space of agriculture and the entire value chain of, value adding, is there technology that you've come across that, as a woman, it's very difficult for you to use?
Yeah, most traditional technologies.
Right.
Well, where we want to move from. If you're going to, you have a big farm and you have an ox plow, you need to push an ox plow, and you're female, you might eventually plant that farm, but probably you didn't plow it well because you don't have the muscle. And so those are the kind of technologies that are not gender friendly. But now with revolution, with gender and with technology and innovation, we want even women to be able to plow their 10-acre land easily and grow the crop, grow their millet, grow their sorghum, and get value for it.
Right, and that's what the modern technology is
and
doing. It's gender friendly.
It is disrupting the status quo.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, Sheena, I'll come to you. I want you to talk to us about what are some of those very main challenges that small-scale farmers are facing that is limiting them from really enjoying the profits that they can get from doing agribusiness. Wamekwamia wapi?
So, first of all, the biggest problem is information, pricing. They don't know what they should grow that will give them the most money. Where is the demand coming from? That's the problem. So then they're just growing. Secondly, they don't know the quality. You see, I might say I want traditional indigenous crops, but I need it at a certain level. I need it to be organic, or I need it to be this. Now the farmer just says, oh, you want millet, I'll grow millet. But it's not the millet that the buyer wants. So then what happens? They grow the millet, then the buyer rejects it. So then the farmer says, oh, what is the point? But it's that lack of information. It's that lack of knowledge of knowing if I grow that millet, this is how I need to grow it, then they will take it. They won't reject it. And then I can grow millet, it's going to give me more money than something else. So I'll give you an example. We have a school, we work very closely with schools. We have a school here near in Kiambu. And some of the ladies there, we have a lot of female farmers, and the young people, 60% of them are women, but we have men as well teaching them. And they were growing maize. Everybody grows maize. Then we said, you can grow arrowroot, duma. They're like, no, duma, it takes too much water. So we introduced like zai pits. These are like these traditional techniques, actually. You might have heard of them, where you grow under the soil, so you use the water from the soil. And so that means to grow duma, you don't need that much water. Now they're growing duma. Guess how much more they're making out of duma than maize? Duma is more, so they're getting more money. Then somebody next to them said, you know what, I actually want to sell duma crisps. So they're like, okay, so now when I'm selling duma crisps, how much do you buy duma crisps for? How much do you sell duma for versus duma crisps?
Of course, the crisps are more expensive.
The value addition, right? Now imagine in every village there's a manufacturing plant that is doing value addition, that is doing duma crisps, that is doing popcorn. Who will win?
Right.
We will all win.
Are we going to get to a place where, because we talk about all these great plans, we want to have this, processing factories in the villages. Kwa nini hatujafika hapo bado? Because we have these great ideas. Every day someone comes here and says the lack of information is what is hindering our farmers, the lack of technology. So we know what to do, but it's not happening. What is the problem? Why is it not happening, yet we know what we need to do?
Because one, we sit and we think somebody else will solve our problem. We wait for government to come. Oh, when government does... See, we are government. We should solve our own problems.
Right.
We need to start thinking like business. Why do we always wait for somebody to help us? Right. Do you think people who grow businesses, do you think they wait for somebody to help them, or they start doing? Number one. Number two, money.
Yes.
Cash is king.
Right.
All the banks, everybody who sponsors Citizen, all the people, everybody says they want to lend to small businesses. What is the percentage portfolio lending that goes to small businesses? Less than 5%,
right.
Yeah, to agriculture especially. Number two, what are the interest rates, these digital lenders that are lending? Now your profit margins are not so high. You lend at those high rates. How is it going to work?
Great.
So we need to get affordable capital
right.
to our young people and the farmers.
Great. Thank you so much for acknowledging the fact that we all know what to do, but it's like we're waiting for somebody else to do what we know we are supposed to be doing. And that is one of the reasons as to why we're still not seeing a lot of growth in the agricultural sector. But thanks to the young people that we have here, I believe we're making steps one day at a time. And we will continue with this conversation. But for now, let us take another break. We still do have a lot more when we come back, including agri-news and also answers to our Farm Joke question of the day.
Msimu huu wa Ramadhan, save pakubwa na Citizen Duka, the home of discounts. Pata tende 500 grams kwa shilingi 289 kutoka 375. 2 kgs basmati rice kwa 589 badala 746. 2 kg ya unga wa ngano kwa 149 kutoka 171 na 500 ml maziwa kwa shilingi 45 badala ya 49. Kununua bidhaa hizi, dial *487*5 hash, chagua bidhaa unayoitaka, lipa na uchukue bidhaa hizi kwenye Quickmart Supermarket karibu nawe na uenjoy kusave. Citizen Duka, the home of discount.
Mankuli ya Ramadhani. Chemsha nyama kwenye sufuria na uongeze nusu ya viungo, saumu na tangawizi. Chemsha hadi nyama iwe laini. Maji yakikauka, ongeza mafuta na ukaange nyama. Ongeza kitunguu, koroga na uache iive. Ongeza nyanya, maji na mchele. Punguza moto kiasi na ufunike. Andaa na kachumbari.
Make this Ramadan everyone's Ramadan.
Turn everyday greens into family favorites. Transform managu, mchicha, mrenda, and mito into family favorites. When almost cooked, add red and yellow hoho, garlic, and dania for great flavor and a burst of color.
Afya bora huanza na chakula bora.
Vibes zinachemka. Form imejipa. M-Pesa is officially adulting and it's time to celebrate. The M-Pesa 18 and over concert. It's a truly Kenyan experience. Tokea to Jinais, Uhuru Park, 21st March 2025. Gates zina open at exactly saa 8 mchana. Na entry ni M-Pesa birthday bundle ya 20 bob tu. Life ni sherehe.
Brand Festival Nakafu. Enjoy LG 55-inch TV at 64,995 shillings. Captain Cook Oil 5 liters at 1,414 shillings. Assorted salad detergent 3.5 kg at 655 shillings. Fresh chicken breast boneless at 699 shillings per kg. And sweet white grapes 500 grams at 239 shillings. Brand Festival Nakafu.
Find a mentor who can guide you through your career path.
Join our May 2025 intake and experience vibrant student life, ultra-modern facilities, and expert global faculty dedicated to your success. ZTech University, inventing.
Vibes zinachemka. Form imejipa. M-Pesa is officially adulting and it's time to celebrate. The M-Pesa 18 and over concert. It's a truly Kenyan experience. Tokea to Jinais, Uhuru Park, 21st March 2025. Gates zina open at exactly saa 8 mchana. Na entry ni M-Pesa birthday bundle ya 20 bob tu. Life ni sherehe.
So you're saying Camila was known in her neighborhood as the Duchess. What else did you find out?
That some nuns from a private school took her in. That's where she met your daughter, Paula.
Mkulima, kausha ni kiua gugu cha kuangamiza aina zote za nyasi na kwekwe zenye majani mapana. Pata kausha katika Agrovet iliyo karibu nawe popote nchini. Imarisha ardhi yako kwa kutumia kausha.
The party chairs and the secretary generals to join in.
Raila Odinga avuna baada ya makubaliano na Rais Ruto akibuni idara zaidi na kuwabadilisha makatibu. Mahakama yaamua kwa uamuzi wa serikali kutoa matangazo KBC pekee ni kinyume na katiba.
We are establishing a new extension ward to cater for the new admissions that are expected in the days and weeks ahead.
Watu 18 wafariki tangu Disemba huku zaidi ya 500 wakiugua ugonjwa wa Kalazar, kaunti ya Wajir.
Na ningependa kuomba His Excellency the President aweze kuharakisha hizo mbolea zifike kwa haraka kwa sababu mvua imeanza.
Uhaba wa mbolea washuhudiwa sehemu nyingi nchini, wakulima wakiduazwa na msimu wa mvua.
We're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. We will be continuing with our conversation with Dora and Sheena shortly. But before that, let us talk to the young people in agriculture, giving you some absolute good news that can make sure you are thriving in the agricultural sector. And the good news that we are giving you is we do have the Young People in Agriculture Awards by Tupande in partnership with MasterCard, and they are very keen on making sure that they are supporting the young people in agriculture. Weka kijana ukiingia katika sekta ya ukulima, of course unataka ku make sure at the end of the day unapata do yako vizuri, good revenue, and also unapata mazao as you should at the end of the season. Sometimes that becomes a challenge, but we are here to let you know Young People in Agriculture Awards is holding your hand to make sure that you achieve greatly in the space of agriculture. The support that they are offering you is by improving your farm inputs, and also they're offering you cost-effective solutions that can make sure that you are enjoying a bumper harvest at the end of the season. Na najua sasa umenisikiza unashanga, okay, tumesikia the benefits of the Young People in Agriculture Awards. So how can I join? How can I be part of it? It's very simple. All you have to do is register by dialing *896*9#. Kwa ule ambaye hajasikia, I'll repeat it one more time. You register by dialing *896*9#. That way you get to be part of Young People in Agriculture Awards in partnership with MasterCard. And remember, they're very keen to make sure wewe kama kijana, you as a young person in the space of agriculture, at the end of the day you have good money in your pocket from agriculture, and also una enjoy maswala ya ukulima. So hurry up and make sure that you are signing up today. So now we do want to continue with our conversation here with Dora and Sheena. So Dora, mkulima amekusikiza hapa, umesema the way these indigenous crops are easy to grow, you know, they are drought resistant, we know we are dealing with climate change, lakini akona swali. Now that many people are not consuming it, is there a market? Nikiingia nitapanda, yes, itakuwa cheap, nitapata soko ama nitakaa na vitu zangu hapo kwa store without market. Is there a ready market? Is there demand in the market?
Yeah, now opposed to Kitambo, people are beginning to appreciate eating healthy.
Right.
Snacking healthy, actually. And because of there is an increase in non-communicable diseases, nowadays you even get a young child, a young adult with grappling with diabetes, high blood pressure. And you know, all this goes back to what do you consume.
Right.
So since our consumption patterns are changing, people are beginning to appreciate eating healthy and oil-free product. Like our products are oil-free. Actually, the technology I talked about is an oil-free technology.
Right.
The grains are whole grains, and sorghum, millet, brown rice, they are gluten-free.
Right.
So these are all the health benefits you'll find people looking for. And that gives us confidence that the market is growing.
Great.
The health snacking market is actually going to triple in the future by 2030. By 2050, we're going to have a big snacking market.
So there's going to be an increased market for these healthy indigenous grains because now people are leaning towards eating healthier.
Absolutely.
And that's the lifestyle that they are choosing.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll come to you, Shina. Sana sana tutasikia wakulima wanaambiwa shida yako, makosa yako ni hauna data. You're not making decisions that are data driven, okay? And many farmers wonder, okay, I'm in the farm, I'm growing tomatoes, I'm growing sorghum, you know, I'm growing maize. What sort of data is this farmer supposed to be keeping? And I'll task you to make it very clear kwa sababu ni kama data huwa inaeleweka virahisi when it comes to livestock kwa sababu unajua ni vaccination, unajua ni breeding, lakini ya crops kidogo ni kama hawajui what sort of data they need to keep. Break that down for us.
Makes sense. Now it also depends, take it from the beginning. Stages. First of all, what should I grow? Crops, tomatoes, right? When do I grow tomatoes? When is the best time to grow tomatoes? What type of soil does a tomato need? How? Is it acidic? Is it not? How much water do I need? Now, my market goes to market. I can grow tomatoes till I'm blue in the face. If there's no market, like you said, and it's even worse with grains. Grains you can store. What will happen to my tomatoes? They'll go, right? They'll be lying, even the cows will not eat them. So the question that you have to ask that is, after I've grown them, what can I do to increase that shelf life? How do I store it? How do I keep it? If I refrigerate it, does it mean it'll last longer? Because then I'm not selling when everybody's selling and the prices are going down.
Right.
So there's data across the data across the chain from when you start to when you sell. How much will I make? When should I sell it? When should I grow it? What do I need? And then, if you're super smart, what you can also understand is, so there's a buyer here, he doesn't care, he's making tomato ketchup or whatever. So he doesn't care if my tomato is squashed. So that I sell to him. But my good ones, my shiny tomatoes, I sell to a supermarket, I can charge higher.
Right.
These ones, I can charge lower.
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of decisions across. And then, if the farmer is able to track, you know, I used organic fertilizer, I see I didn't spray pesticides like this, I use this much, I use this much, and keep track of it,
right?
Then healthy people, as you said, cancer rates are increasing. If I now know this is organic, this is healthy.
Right.
So there's some companies who just buy organic and they pay double for that.
Right.
Because as consumers, we pay for that.
Right. So they pay double for organic. All right, thank you so much, Dora and Shina. I'll just give you like 30 seconds each for our last question because it's time for us to wind up our conversation. And I'll start with you, Dora. Tuko na Gen Zs. They're very bold, you know, they're very, you know, they're all out there, right? Na ukiwaambia mambo ya soga, millet, yellow beans, yellow maize, they're like, wait, what? I don't know. So what can we do to, because this will be like an acquired taste for them, so that we make them get used to this. Tufanye aje, tuongeze your sensitization ikae aje, tuwafikie aje with this, you know, indigenous grains in 30 seconds.
Okay, two things. One, we need to teach them. We need to advocacy capacity build young people on why they need to eat alternative foods, why they need to eat healthy food products. And two, we need to also, food innovators need to make food interesting. You can't just give us some kind of sorghum. Right. It's not interesting.
So this is like interesting food.
This is very
Actually,
interesting.
I do want to taste. This is, which one is this?
This is millet.
Millet, a popcorn millet.
And honey.
And
I tried it already. It's delicious.
So this is what you're saying, processors need to make food interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not Gen Z, that's why I like it. It's really tasty. I would eat it.
Really?
No, actually, it's very nice. Yeah, it's very, very nice.
Very nice.
I like that concept. Food processors need to make food interesting if you're to tap into the Gen Z space.
Yeah, and if it's a snack, it needs to be fun to eat.
And use influencers.
Yeah.
Right,
absolutely.
like us now. We are influencing this.
You definitely are.
In 20 seconds, Shina, 20 seconds, please talk to the young people and the women who have not yet started viewing agriculture as a career that they can venture in fully. 20 seconds.
Stop thinking of agriculture as farming. It's not what your grandmother and your mother is doing. Agriculture is agribusiness. You can use really cool technology and you can make loads of money.
Right. Thank you so much. I had so much fun listening to you. And also, I really, really like the concept of food processors need to make food interesting, right? Thank you so very much, Shina, for speaking to us and the good work that you're doing for the young farmers, small-scale farmers across the country. I have another date with you soon to see practically on the ground. I'll come back for answers to my farm joke, but very quickly, let us put the audience up to speed with what is happening in the agricultural sector. Some agri news for you. It's important for you to know watu wa ngano tumefikiwa, because at this particular point, the government is targeting to increase wheat production in the country in order to reduce the imports. It's important to note currently our local production is at 8%, meaning we are importing about 92% of the wheat that is being consumed in the country. So there's a lot of effort being put in place to make sure that we are boosting wheat production in the country. Kwa hivyo watu wa ngano, kazi kwenyu. All right, now as we wind up, my guys, farm joke. What is a corn farmer favorite animal? Dora?
Cow.
A cow? Okay.
Unicorn.
A unicorn. You say corn? Unicorn? You got it? High five. You got it correctly. Yay. I don't know what has happened to our farm joke. Imekata kukuja kwa screen, but it's okay. We had already teased it. The question was, what is a corn farmer favorite animal? Unicorn. If you know, you know. And with that, we have come to the end of the program today. A very big thanks to you, Dora, and keep up the good job. It's so nice to see a young... You're a Gen Z or a millennial?
A millennial.
A millennial. Okay, you can pass for a Gen Z. It's so nice to see young people, you know, embracing indigenous grains that our forefathers used to consume and promoting healthy living. Thank you so very much, Sheena, for being at the forefront when it comes to pushing innovation and digital, you know, technology in the space of agriculture. We appreciate your time right here on the program. And of course, you are viewers for making time to be with us every single day of the week. We say a very big thanks to you. Now we have to end it at that, but trust we will be back here tomorrow with the agenda of climate action and sustainability in agriculture. Until then, do have yourselves a fantastic evening. My name is Violetta Ngina. Goodbye.